This past February, ICNA Relief, a Muslim organization in Orange County, California, held a charity gathering to raise funds for women's shelters and other homeless initiatives. And a small faction of the Tea Party there and others held a rally to protest not the Muslims' activities that evening, but even their presence in California at all. And I was encouraged to see that the most popular comment on a video of that's up on YouTube reads like this: "This makes me embarrassed to be an American." Likewise, Muslims are embarrassed of the misdeeds of those who ascribe to Islam. Of course, in the news, the most extreme misdeed would be violence, unjust violence, but that may also include just bad character or any misrepresentation of the religion. The popularity of the comment demonstrates a recognition that what these people at the rally are doing is the same thing that they're complaining about: an extreme or uninformed reaction to frustration in the face of real or perceived injustice. And the organizer of the event, he says, "It's not right for terrorism to come to Yorba Linda," that's in California. "I always stress the need to be peaceful and positive." His own statement contains a generalization that's not peaceful or positive. And others were saying to small children that you're a terrorist. And some of the protesters were saying to men that you're molesters, and are you going to go home tonight and beat your wife? Why don't you go home and beat your wife? And another thing that the comment that was so popular recognizes is that the Muslims themselves, in this case, did very well in not reacting. Some of them waved back peacefully. Most of them just proceeded into the building where the event was held without any ado, without any reaction, without any words back. And that's really how we need to react to these kinds of things, because they're harmful. Both the Muslims, whether they be Americans or non-Americans, and both the Americans, whether they be Muslims or non-Muslims, we all have problems. And the masses among us, none of them are extremists. So we need to actually be critical of these people who are basing their actions on generalizations and misinformation and emotion over reason. And so I'm thankful for this recognition, and I hope that it continues. And I hope that extreme reactions among both Muslims and non-Muslims are not given fuel to continue, that these things dissipate rather than grow. There's danger to buying into these kinds of generalizations because, for one of the most common chants at the rally was "go home." These people live here, and some of them were complaining that, where do I go? I was born here, I live here. And in my case, I can trace my ancestry in this country back to the 18th century. This is where I live. Where do I go back home? And I contribute to the society. I don't own a gun. I don't own a violent heart. And neither do these people that were at the rally. But we see Deborah Polly saying, "I know quite a few Marines who would be happy to help these terrorists for an early meeting in paradise." She's saying that she knows some Marines who would be willing to kill these people. But this is misdirected. And as I said, both the Muslims and the non-Muslims have problems. Generalizing about each other and dividing and fighting and pressuring each other based on generalizations, based on ignorance, will only increase our problems. So again, I'm encouraged to see this comment that was so popular, that the Americans were embarrassed by this. That means they don't buy into it. That means they don't approve of it. And really, they need not be embarrassed if they're not the ones doing it and they're not the ones supporting it and they're not the ones remaining silent to let it go. So I encourage us all, Muslims and non-Muslims, to not buy into these generalizations and to give good reminders to each other to avoid further problems for all of us. Thanks for watching News Banana.